That's going to be one of the most important things is, did she delay calling 911? But then it's the Snapchat messages, Michael. That's really what I think is going to be at the heart of the state's case, because there have been pretrial motions, there's been openings, and it looks like they were talking about timing and logistics of the setup where he was, the kids in the house. That would be a smoking gun to tie her into knowledge that this was happening. Because clearly in the opening, she's trying to disconnect. I was misled by this individual and this mystical sort of relationship. But if the Snapchat messages say something along those lines about timing and logistics and where he were, it's going to be a very, very difficult defense to explain those. She's got the emotion. Everything else is there. It took 3 years to charge her. But those messages that they probably got late in the game on the investigation may have tied this all together, resulting in that late arrest.
Yeah, it came a little bit later. It took some time for them to get to those. But at this point, they claim that what's very important, they mentioned this in their opening statement, this whole thing about timing is really important. The body felt a little warm. Did it feel cold? That's important for that timing, as you mentioned. Also the blood, but also let's talk about the plan. So she says she came out, found the body, heard something going on. She calls the brother. Would that be part of a plan? When you're trying to get away with your lover, killing your husband, you call the brother over. She calls him at 4:30. Then 3 minutes later, she calls 911. He shows up about 6 minutes later, around 5:36 or between 5:36 and 5:38. And we start seeing the coagulated blood. All of that doesn't quite make sense to me. Why would you plan to do that?
Yeah, who knew it, Mike? I know it doesn't make much sense. I mean, just first of all, the first call should be 911. If you see your husband in a place with gunshot wounds to the head, bleeding profusely, following logic, it's not to the brother and a delay to get this man help. It's to get emergency services to potentially revive and keep this guy alive. So that doesn't make sense either, is the first calls to the brother. Clearly this woman was distraught. There's no doubt about that. On scene, well, you heard the 911 first. You see the body cam. Now we're seeing in court. And Mike, I had a case like this. I prosecuted a janitor that killed the priest. And he was there the night when he killed him. And he went home and he came back the next day. And when they found him in the rectory, the police see this defendant. What could have happened to this man in this theatrical performance? So oftentimes these defendants believe they have to act a certain way.